Things that excite you are not random. They're connected to your purpose. Terry Duvall Hudson. Join us as we dive into the heart of Baja California, Mexico, exploring its vibrant cultures, meeting its warm-hearted people, and uncovering the hidden gems of its beaches, towns, and remote corners. This is Roaming Baja. Leaving behind La Paz and Tecolote Beach, we make our way south along the East Cape. This 300-kilometer journey takes us through small beach towns and picturesque coastlines, ending in San Jose del Cabo.
A lot of people had told us that Tecolote Beach is windy. They weren't joking. This was all fluffy sand here, now it's all rocky. I wouldn't have thought it was possible to blow the sand out from underneath the tires. Kind of cool, but yeah, I think we're gonna move somewhere where there's not so much wind for the night.
We packed up camp and we just made our way about, I don't know, 5 minutes or so up the road into a different sheltered little bay and just sort of hunkered down for the night to try and get out of the wind. The wind did calm down for a little bit, but then kicked back up in the middle of the night and sent us rocking and rolling. So this morning now, we are back on the road and we're making our way towards La Ventana. Right? La Ventana?
Yeah, we're gonna go check out La Ventana and maybe tour down that coast a bit. We'll see.
Yeah, so we'll just get there, spend the night, make a little bit of a plan, and go from there. So let's head to La Ventana. La Ventana and drove through La Ventana and a bit into El Sargento,
yeah.
And not vibing.
It looks like it's really a growing gringo town, I would say.
Yeah. So, but it's pretty. La Ventana is very pretty. It's kind of weird when you come in and all the signs are in English, and it's kind of strange.
Yeah,
but
it's the most English spot we've encountered in Baja so far.
I think so.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But it's really windy here, and yeah, you know what? We're just not vibing with it. So we're going to push on down the highway.
Yeah.
To where?
I think towards Las Barrias. We're just going to keep going south down the coast. We'll have to go in a bit to get south and then back out. And then I think we're going to probably hit some gravel road for a day or 2 or 3. And we're just kind of drive down along the coast where there's no highway.
Yeah.
And get some legit Baja beaches maybe. We'll see.
So right now we're just going to drive till we find a place that we want to stop at.
Until something feels right.
Yeah. Instead of zagged.
Yeah, we turned the other way.
So, quick detour, and we're going to El Triunfo.
Triunfo. I saw somewhere that it looks like a cool little town, so we'll go that way and then come this way. Zigzag.
Taking when we should have zagged.
Pretty nice little mountain highway though to get to El Triunfo. We just go up, 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 and up. We're going to come up on a fruit stand at some point. I think all these words on the handwritten signs are different fruits, I think.
I think we have lots of fruit.
We do.
I have a basket of fruit that's like overflowing. Wow. You would have seen that we went into that market there yesterday in La Paz, and there was this like Mexican grandma at her fruit stand telling me what I had to buy. You have to have papaya. You have, and then like her husband or brother or somebody came from I don't know where, and next thing I know he's handing me like 2 mangoes and you have to have these.
What was it? Papusa? Papusa? Pina?
Oh yeah, she was just pulling it out like everywhere. Like it started with a cucumber and it went downhill from there. Next thing I know, it was like $25 later in a bag full of fruit and vegetables that I had no plan on buying when we went in there. But
I'm kind of anxious to try those crispy fritter things.
oh yeah,
Like fritter wafers.
and Gord got like these huge fritters, like the size of like a large frying pan, and they're just like they're wafer thin,
Yeah,
and they're
like a
just like
pastry
sugar.
fritter,
They're really crunchy.
Show them.
Yeah. So when we stop, we'll pull them out. We got to go in the rig because we hit a topa that we of course didn't see and hit it so hard we bottomed out our seats and scrambled our brains.
It
And
seemed kind of just stuck in the highway to me, but some of them are. It was painted well, but I didn't see it.
He
We were
was
talking about stuff.
too busy
and
looking
it was
at
like,
stuff.
Oh.
yeah, we couldn't slow down fast enough. So yeah, for now, that way.
1.6 kilometers to El Triunfo. El Triunfo.
Take the second left onto General M. Marquez de Leon, then turn left onto Yentamiento.
You do that? No?
Should have videoed that. We need a really big space to turn around. And these roads just kind of go look off the side, and we had to go look off the side a little bit.
You could just park right here. So they have a lot of, what do they call it? Pueblo Magica, I think. They're like magical towns in Baja that they've named, I think all over Mexico actually, that they've named these special magical towns. But this is a Pueblo Historica, so it's a historic town, which it looks pretty historical. Got historical buildings and historical streets and a historical smokestack over there. I think this had something to do with sugar cane way back in the day. It was a restaurant, I think.
This is a Masonic lodge, functioned as a Masonic lodge. This house was rescued and restored from the only existing photo of it. It reached a population of 10,000 to 12,000 inhabitants. This was thanks to the mining activity of the extraction of 80% of gold and only 20% of silver, which attracted investors from England, Germany, Spain, France, the United States, and Russia, amongst others.
So there's a good example of how my translation doesn't come out to what it actually is. I thought it was a restaurant. It wasn't.
That's just because you can smell food.
And I thought the town had something to do with sugar cane. It doesn't. It has to do with mining. And there it says gold mining town. See? I shouldn't try and translate. The bells are ringing and we're not there. This is maybe the nicest street in El Triunfo. Nice little courtyard in the front of that building, and Cafe El Triunfo. Oh my.
Look at those.
They just stopped you right in your tracks.
They did. It's like, whoa. Smells so good.
Packs. Cool door. One of these things doesn't fit in the historic Mexican town, and I think it's that big yellow thing right there. Oh, that's a cool old ceiling. We stopped in at the
Ventana Cafe.
Venta de Cafe, and we were wondering,
Guts to goods.
what are coyotes and what are cayetas and what are these no-name things that look maybe like gingerbread cookies? And you know how we're gonna find out? We're gonna eat them.
In the belly.
Just buy them all and learn with your mouth.
So we're gonna start with coyotes.
Coyotes.
Which
Coyotes are an empanada-like cookie that are large, flat, and traditionally filled with brown sugar. However, coyotes also come in a variety of flavors, including guava, caramel, and so on.
their pastries are one of two here. They're either super duper flaky, like really flaky, like you know, like the phyllo pastries, like the like hundreds of layers kind of thing, or really dense. This is really dense. I thought it was dolce, but then I got a little bit of like fruit in there. I don't know, but they're yummy.
I don't know what the difference is from a coyote to a cayeta to a sweet empanada. Tell us.
I don't know. Yeah, if you know the difference, let us know in the comments. Alright. These are cayetas. They look like little tiny sweet empanadas, like the ones that Mama makes.
They do.
They kind of do. But they don't have any heft to them, which tells me that they're kind of empty too.
Whoa. Brown sugar. Remember, I read that.
Oh, so that one's full of brown sugar?
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's got a filling made with brown sugar. And it's got filling in it.
It tastes like perfume.
Really? Mine tastes like a butter tart. The next best thing to Mama's sweet empanada.
Come on.
That was really good.
Why does mine taste like soap? Here, try.
Cherry butter tarty.
Try mine. It tastes like soap.
Yeah. I'm gonna eat all of them. This tastes good.
There.
We have very different smell and taste events a lot of the time.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. But like, oh, that's all I get is soap.
That is the best pastry I've had since we've been in Baja.
Wow.
I got the soap taste.
Okay.
Right at the end, I got just a little bit of soap taste.
It's like, oh, because I ate all the rest of it for you.
But I didn't have that before.
No?
No.
Oh, lots of soap. Lots of soap.
I need another one to wash it down.
Yeah, I'm going to have to try a different one.
Maybe one out of every 10 they put a soapy one to cleanse your palate.
Yeah, there we go. Well done. Well done. That's so pretty. Gosh, it's really green here.
Very different.
So one question we get asked all the time is, so what kind of music do you guys jam out to when you're driving down the highway? And the reality of it is, nothing.
We're too busy discovering new things and talking about them to listen to music.
Like, we do not play music when we drive. sometimes, if the road's like really boring and we're just putting on miles, we'll maybe put on a podcast. And
usually then we end up have something to talk about. We turn it off and it doesn't go back on though.
Yeah,
we try.
Yeah. But we don't do very well with them, and we just sit and we enjoy each other's company and we talk about what we're seeing out the window. We do not jam out to music. Every now and then, Gord will break out in tune and sing off key, but other than that, we just look at this beautiful scenery. Taste test number 2. Did not taste like soap.
So you got the special one.
But it's okay.
I like them.
They're all yours, man. They're all yours. Sweet treat number 3. I have no idea what these are called. There's no tag on the bag. They smell kind of like a spice cake.
Kind of look like gingerbread or something.
They're kind of like gingerbready on the inside. One cookie weighs about the same as a small chihuahua. Really dense.
Gingerbread consistent.
Dry.
Yeah, that'd be really good with the tea. Not so much without.
Or a big glass of milk. It like instantly takes all the saliva out of your mouth, and then it turns into like a consistency of like peanut butter.
And then your mouth just pumps out the saliva trying to keep up. Wow.
And it was like, it's yummy, but it definitely requires a drink of some kind to go with it. Now we're coming into La Ribera. Another little coastal town that's kind of getting all built up and touristy.
Okay, let's drive right downtown.
Just remember the wires, huh?
Remember the wires. Turns to dirt. We are headed to San Jose del Cabo, but we're not taking the highway. We're going to follow the coast, and it's maybe 60 kilometers of dirt road. Not really sure. Sounds like sections of it can be pretty washboardy. So we're going to check it out, see how it is. We could always turn around and come back out if it's really bad, but I don't know, I never really got any straight answers as to how it is. So we'll probably air down shortly and carry on. The terrain out here is super lush. We were actually just saying that it's not what we were saying. We're actually saying that it reminds us of Costa Rica. Yeah, some parts back there were like a drier version of Costa Rica, yeah. But like looking at the hill up ahead, it looks like, you know, the mountains in Costa Rica kind of. I'm sure it's not as lush, but from a distance it kind of Looks similar.
One thing that we didn't see much of in Costa Rica was cactus. But there's lots of it here. But check this out. It's pretty, right? It's really bouncy. We haven't found a wide enough spot yet to pull over to let some air out of our tires.
There's a possible camp spot just like 500 meters up here.
Yeah.
So we'll check it out. Maybe it's either the place to air down or the place to camp or both.
They're glad we're here. The sign says so. Playa Miramar. Trying to pick our camping spot. It's windy here too. Guys, there's whales out there. It's so amazing. Gord, quickly, I was brushing my teeth and I saw the whale breach, and I was like trying to tell Gord with my toothbrush in my mouth to go get the drone and put the drone up. There it goes again. It's like, it looks like it's a mama and her baby, and they're breaching. They're coming right out of the water and splashing down, and they're way, way out there. We didn't think that we were going to see any whales this trip because it's only the first week of January, and it's kind of early, like late February, early March is like the time when they come to Baja California to mate. And so we thought, oh, well, we're early, we're not going to see them, but oh my gosh, they're like, ah. So they're just out there. I'll insert footage from my camera. I so wish I had one of those like super duper on steroid lenses. Might be on my list for next year. Well, I'll put some of my stuff in here as well as Gord's drones. So he's got the drone up over high enough not to bother them, but to see them, mama teaching her baby how to catch some fishies. It's so cool. Oh, look at that. This is the first time I've seen whales. Oh my god. Again. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's a whole bunch out there. There's ones here and then there's some further over. I forgot to tell you that these are gray whales. I believe it's a gray whale. She's still out there. She's just slowly going. So cool. Gord just brought in the drone. I really hope he hit record.
Tell me what it feels like to let go of everything you thought you'd ever known. All of the promises they broke. Tell me what it feels like to let go. Tell me what it feels like to break free. When all of the things you thought you needed, they turn into dust and make believe. Tell me what it feels like to break free. Feels like to be true, when even the smallest parts of you aren't worried about what people think. Tell me what it feels like to break free. Oh, tell me what it feels like to break free. Yeah, tell me what it feels like.
Did you get him? Did you get him?
I got mama and baby whale action and a huge group of mobula rays.
Mobular?
Mobula rays, I think they're called.
Manta rays?
No, I think they're mobula rays.
I've never heard of a mobular ray.
Google it.
That mama, she's still out there.
Yeah, they're just kind of swimming around.
So she's teaching the baby?
Yeah, the baby's like baby's doing more out of the water stuff.
It's been a long, hard season. I'm feeling weary to my bones. I guess that's my reason. I've packed my bags and now I'm gone. Somewhere between the sun and the deep blue sea. That's where you find me. Tender red, flat out on a beach bed. That's where you find me. Working on my fishing skills in a little boat that I rent. Ain't got nothing but time to kill. No vacation's been more heaven sent. Somewhere between the sun and the deep blue sea. That's where you find me. Tender red, flat out on a beach bed. Somewhere between the sun and the deep blue sea. My feet in the sand, green umbrella drink in my hand. That's where you find me.
We haven't talked to you guys yet this morning.
Oh,
How you doing? Are you car sick? It's been quite the drive. So we left our campsite this morning in search of just, more cool things. So we are headed down, I'm guessing it's called the East Cape. It connects La Ribera to San Jose de Cabo via a dirt road. And it's just littered with beaches along this way.
littered.
Littered. It is. It's covered. Is that a better word than littered? We're searching for a beach that isn't as windy and provides a little bit of shelter. The last one we were at, it was pretty windy.
I'm not sure if they exist along here though.
I don't think so. So the beaches are spectacular and they are everywhere. Except they're wide open. Like wide open. And it's even windier. So it just yeah. So we're just kind of passing them by. We're oohing and on as we drive. We walked a couple. But we're just not finding that beach just yet. We're coming up onto 9 Palms, and this whole stretch is just full of Overlander spots. So hopefully we find something that provides a little bit of shelter where we can just sort of sit and relax for a couple of days. But
yeah, we may just have to unhook the Jeep and go drive around and nose into all these little beaches and see which one looks most attractive. Well, we pulled into this Overlander spot, but to get down to the beach off of someone's property there, because they can't deny access to the beach in Mexico from what I understand. So you can get down to the beach here, but the road kind of goes onto someone's property, and to get down on the beach there's a tree that hangs over. That's only about 8 feet clearance, if that, so we can't get down onto the beach. So we just kind of drove down to Sandy Wash, and I had to unhook the Jeep to turn around. So Marianne's gonna drive the Jeep back up to the road, and then maybe we'll just take the Jeep and go look around. So we'll drive back up this wash and continue our search. They must get fed. Oh, he's like hungry for the food. I don't got no food, man.
I'm a passenger princess that drives too.
Well, we went up to a Overlander spot called 9 Palms, which it was windy too. There's no shelter. We're kind of, I guess it's a good surfing spot, but it didn't provide what we had a hankering for. So we're going south again. We're gonna pick the truck back up where we left it in a wash down there, also known as an arroyo around here, and we're gonna continue south. There's just whales steady jumping. There's one jumped out there, one jumped there. They're just like, if you look out, it's just steady whale jumping. One over there. It's snack time, and we open the bag of the fritters. I think it translates to fritter. I forget the word, but they're pretty freaking good.
They were like full size, like frying pan
Yeah, they're like the size of a small pizza.
But we had a garage sale in our pantry, and now they're like bite size.
Yeah, they're little snack size. But they're like wafer thin and super crunchy and coated with like icing sugar.
They taste like a crunchy chorizo. Not chorizo. What's the thing I'm looking for? Churro.
Churro.
They're like a
they're better.
crunchy-
They're better than churros.
They're like a crunchy churro.
There's a load of pipe. No roof rack. That's awesome.
If you're interested in behind the scenes content, personal chats with us, or tips on routes and camp spots, or if you'd simply like to help keep us rolling by contributing a bit each month, consider joining our community on Patreon. Not a fan of monthly subscriptions but love this video? You can also show your support by clicking on the Super Thanks button below. We appreciate you watching, and thanks for coming along with us on this incredible journey.